evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our show, The Seed. Today on stage, we will be talking about a very important issue, gender. As you know that women have been trying so hard to be equal with men, but have been failing dismally. That is because our government, our culture, our traditions are failing us in doing so. Today, I have my theorists on stage, which will be brainstorming with me the issue of gender according to their perspectives. We have functionalists, we have sociologists, and we have conflict theorists. So to present the topic, we have Tibane Tombente, who will be telling us more about sociology, what it is, and what they view gender as sociologists. Over to you, Ms. Tibane.
Thank you for giving me the stage. A warm greetings to you all. Firstly, I will describe the word sociology. Sociology is the study of human behavior as it is affected by social interaction outside the world, in your communities and organizations or wherever the place may be. Now, looking at gender, the word gender is kind of more complex. It's dependent which angle you look at it. It's more fluid. Okay. It may depend or may not depend on what society deems as accurate or approved to be a behavior of a male and a female. Yes, it's also look more into an issue of what exactly is a woman's role, okay, and what exactly is a man's role. Okay. It's also involves social norms, identities, and attitudes, and the human identity itself. Okay. It can also be determined by what an individual do or feel. You've got lesbians, we've got gay people. That can also determine gender. As I've just mentioned, it's a bit more complex. Okay. Moving further now I'm in this issue of sociology of gender. Okay. Now, so what is exactly sociology of gender? This term examines how society influences the influence of the society
in different genders.
Yes, in different genders. Now we look at masculinity and feminism, where masculinity is what society deems as an appropriate behavior for males. Yes, okay. And feminism deals with what society deems as an appropriate behavior for the roles of us women. It's now also examined in terms of social practices and focuses its attention on power. Okay. Who's got power? Is it the other gender or male? It's females. Yes. Okay. It's also established gender order in given society and how it changes over time. As you know, back then, in the old days, we didn't have people like as now in our society, but many gay people. It's even allowed now. They are even marrying each other. Yeah. But when you look back in the old days, no, that wasn't. Yes, you cannot be involved. You cannot be in a relationship.
The same sex.
Yes, with the same gender. No. Yeah. Now as time changes, we are in this generation now. We are now
even the society accepts new things.
Yeah.
Yes, as she has said, that gender is a very complex issue. Now we are going to be getting more deep on the topic. Are women allowed to study? Are women allowed to be in power? Are they allowed to be presidents, to be principals? What should be done for people to see that women and men are actually equal and that there is no one above the other? Now on stage we will be having Ayanda Mimalo, who will be telling us more about conflict theory and how they as conflict theorists view gender.
Thank you. I'll be talking about how does conflict theories view gender. According to conflict theory, gender is viewed as society fighting. According to conflict theory, the society is defined by the struggle for dominance among social groups that competes for scarce resources. In the concept of gender, conflict theory argues that gender is best understood as men trying to maintain their status and power, depriving the rights of women. Therefore, men can be seen as the dominant group and women as the subordinate group. While certain gender roles may have been appropriate for hunter-gatherer society, conflict theorists argue that these roles still persist because dominant groups works only because they are trying to maintain their power and status. According to conflict theory, social problems are created when dominant groups oppress subordinate groups. Therefore, their approach is normative in that it prescribes changes to the power structure, advocating a balance of power between genders.
Oh, okay. Looking at the, I think we can like look at the household. Like a man is a head and the woman is subordinate, and it's a matter whether a woman like take care of kids at the same time take care of husband needs, and the man is like it's more like a king in a house or something like that. But the woman is like
more
crazy.
like a maid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's more deep. It's even touches the religion that women are paid lobola or bride price. So for men, they're oppressing women because they see them as sort of
They believe they
assets,
have
their
a
own
good
assets,
position
something or
just
property
because
for
they
them.
bought
Yeah.
them. Yeah, and looking at the picture there is no stepping stone for a woman to reach where the man is. That is why she has explained that the men that are in power are continually oppressing the subordinate because there is no stepping stone for a woman. But you can see that the man is up there. He is slowly approaching the man on top, and he is doing it with a smile, meaning that he is doing it successfully. So this issue of gender is inequality is still a very complex thing, and you can see there is two beliefs that conflict theorists believe exist, that women are inferior outside the home and are valuable in the home, which means women have to act like maids. They have to cook, they have to take care of the children, while the man is out there fending for them so that they can be able to provide for women and the kids.
And to look at the picture on the
Yeah.
chart, you can see the man there. He's pointing at the woman. He's saying, "Honey, go to the kitchen."
Yeah.
And so that's actually as by traditions. Some believe that a woman's place is in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Oh,
And-
there's no place. There's no place. Some people like, please
Exactly.
can you go back to the kitchen? And like, he's like, get back to the kitchen, and the woman like,
Yeah, there is no
Okay, honey.
peace, and he has
Yeah.
to be obeyed.
Yes.
She has to obey whatever he is
Yeah,
saying.
and she's fine with that. A man has to be in control.
yeah.
yeah, it's a matter of mentality. Even women.
And
believe in-
looking back at that picture, you just said about the stepping stones of
Yeah.
reaching where the men
The
are
men-
in according
yeah.
to power. You can see that as they are in power, they also want to control.
Yes.
In order for us to reach certain stages, if we've got to get a helping hand from them,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do not allow us to do things free.
Yes, on
Yeah,
our
yeah.
own. On our own, yeah.
Because that woman can never reach that position. She'll need obviously
The man.
a hand from the man on
Yeah.
top, because there are no stepping stones for them.
They always want to be on top. Well, as you can see on stage, it is getting heated. I'm sure you are all glued on your screens. Now, we are moving on with our very interesting topic, and we will be having Slindo Kose Mqadi, who will be talking to us about functionalists and their views on gender. So, let's hear what she has to say. Over to you.
Warm greetings, guys. I'll be further looking on what functionalism view gender as. So, what functionalists say is that they view the society as a complex system where all the parts work together to promote solidarity and stability. Which means that when the parts work together, it doesn't mean that everyone has to be equal. Oh. So when the man is at the workplace, the woman must stay at home, take care of the children, and do everything that has to do with the household.
Okay.
They continue saying that they look at the society through a microscope level orientation, where the focus is on the social structure of shaping the society.
Okay.
So what they look at most here is the shaping of the society, because they believe that if everyone is equal, there would be no shaping of the society, because there would be roles that would be lacking if everyone had to do the same thing and if everyone had to play the same role. Imagine if a woman played the role that a man plays. Who's going to be at home looking at the children, looking at everything that it has to do with the household? We should also remember that women play a role also in the society in raising the kids. We all know that that role is specifically for women, because not every man can raise children. And they also look at the society as a whole in terms of constituents, elements, which are norms, customs, and traditions. The theory also suggests that the gender inequality exists as an efficient division of labor, which means that there should be division of labor.
Okay.
Women should play this role in the labor part, and the men should play another role. And they lastly see gender inequality as an applicant to the division of labor to view a profound gender roles. To view how profound gender roles and how those roles are played in terms of gender.
Okay. Based on what she is saying, I can see the need for division of labor, but who decides who does what? Who decides that females should be in the kitchen while males become CEO? The society? Who makes up the society?
Actually, this thing can be looked at the angle whereby an individual, they've got to be granted equal opportunities, but it has to be up to an individual
Yes.
what he or she is willing to do.
Yes. And the capabilities
Yes, it
also.
must not just be determined
By
for him or
gender.
her or by the law. That's no, your place is just you
the
don't
kitchen.
skip this border.
Yeah.
And for you don't skip this border. Do, but don't go beyond this level.
Yes.
No, we don't.
Yes.
We do not have to be limited.
Yes.
Okay, which means women need to stand up. They are all.
Exactly.
So that the will be recognized.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly. Because we have never done anything that makes the society equal to see how it will be. Like she has said, that if it will be equal, then there will be chaos, I suppose. So we have to practice that in order to see if there will be chaos, in order for us to deprive women of opportunities.
Yes. And come to think of it, even if it cannot be chaotic, because even if we are granted equal opportunities, it is so obvious that even though we may have equal opportunities, but we cannot do the same thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, it will divide itself.
Yes, yes. And the fact that they are saying that if women work just like men who would be looking after the children, there are women now who are single mothers who are working and come back home to cook, to take care of the children, to help them with their homeworks, and to make sure that they go to bed not in an empty stomach.
Yes, we women are very good multitaskers.
Yes, multitasking.
We are
yes,
good at it.
Yes. As you can see that picture, there is a woman who is holding a broom, the child, and the bucket at the same time. You can see that women are gifted at multitasking. You can be able to do many things at once. You can be able to ensure that the child is fed, whilst also ensuring that your house is clean, so that when people come, they will not. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. We have seen how heated it is on stage, and now we are going to have Sibonga Gonke, who will be critiquing with us. Which theory does she think is good? Which theory does she think is bad? Why does she feel this way? Over to you, Sibonga.
Thank you for the opportunity. I will be critiquing the conflict theory.
Okay.
According to conflict theories, gender is a reflection of a woman being controlled by men and being equal with and not being equal with them.
Yes.
women not being equal with men is something that we see in our everyday lives.
Yeah, true.
As you can see in that picture, that woman is controlled.
Yeah.
The man is just ordering her to go to the kitchen, and
Yes.
she's obeying to that.
Yes. There is no please.
Yes, and I believe that woman should not.
Be subordinate.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And gender differentiation in women and men is clearly shown. Oh no, sorry. Gender differentiation is not only shown in our homes or
Yeah. In the society.
yes.
Yeah.
Gender differentiation is also seen in the workplace.
Yeah. True.
Women and men tend to do the same amount of work,
Yeah.
but they earn different salaries.
Differently. Yeah.
Men usually earn more.
More than
Yes, as you can see in that
women.
picture, the women has
Few money.
few money
or
and the
salary.
men has lots of money.
Yeah.
Look at them, they're equal.
True.
Yes.
Yeah. True. It is really an issue. It is really an issue. So, in your own critiquing, do you think that conflict is good? Conflict theory is good in a sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think conflict theory is good in a sense. From what I see, I believe that conflict theory is trying to tell us that we as women should stand up for ourselves
And be able
and
to
be
stand
able
up
to
to men.
stand up to men
Yes.
and not just allow them to control us
Yes.
and drag us to wherever they want us to go.
Because really now times have.
We try to do
Okay.
good.
Thank you very much for that powerful insights, Bonke Khumalo, on critiquing conflict theory. Right now we have Siphumelele Mlambo, who will be taking us further in critiquing functionalism or functionalist theory. Over to you, Siphumelele.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, Ntokozo. Okay, here I'm going to critique on a functionalist theory. A functionalist theory, I've found a functionalist who is Parsons. Parsons says that everyone has a role to play or a function to perform in a society. And Parsons believes that a function of a man or a role of a man is to be a breadwinner in the home, and a wife or a woman has to do all the chores, or he has to do all the work that include home, including cleaning and taking care of children. As you can see, if you can take a look on the picture in the chart, the picture on the bottom right hand, there is a woman and a man there. The woman is hanging on all the cleaning materials, while the man is working free on a big bed in the suit, which means that the man is free. He can do whatever he wants on his side, while the woman is skinny and she
has to
is
do all
hanging
the
on all
chores.
those cleaning stuff.
Multitasking.
Okay, and this theory, which is functionalism, I do not agree with it, or I do not agree with person, because everyone has a right, and we have a right of choice. So us as women also have to be given an opportunity to do whatever we want to do, and to go into offices and be CEOs, or to get out of house or homes and do something else.
Yes. Thank you very much for that critique. I also do not think that the theory is good, in a sense that there are people now who are house husbands and who are happy with doing so. There are people who are provided for by their wives, even if the society thinks that it is against the norms and the beliefs. But I believe that it is according to their own decisions. It's the things that they have agreed upon, and that it is fine if it is both what they want. So thank you very much, Siphumelele, for
And
that
to add on what you've
insight.
just mentioned, you know, you have to look this in a deeper eye. No one should have to determine what role a woman should play and what role this thing now should come to a capability of a person now. No border should be drawn that now you have to do, but don't reach a certain level.
Exactly. There are women now who work in in industries, there are women who are engineers, there are women who are pilots. Most of the things that men do not
Even
think we are
males-
capable of
males who
doing.
are best cookers.
Exactly. There are males who cook. Yeah, that is also very true because they are allowed opportunities to do so and expressing themselves the way they want. Thank you very much. I'm sure everyone is glued on their screen with our conversation. Gender, if you have just joined us, it is a pity because we are now coming to our conclusion with Tabile, who will be wrapping up and telling how we as ladies should go with, whether it's conflict theory, whether it's functionalist, and what we ought to do based on the theories.
Warm greeting, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, looking at the theories, we just talk about with the ladies. I find that conflict theory is the best because it leaves with the, it's more like more research need to be done because it states that men or male forcefully take power of women.
Okay.
Meaning there are so many things that need to be done. People have to go through feminism. So looking like lifetime, I'm going to look like in our lifetime, in our daily like experiences, we find that there are a number of women who are employed while the husband is unemployed, only to find she's the breadwinner, but a man wait for a female to come back to work so that she will do all the house chores, of which it's unfair. This thing go deep or go further to our tradition and cultures. Our like Christianity, it says, God says, let's create a helper for a man. Mark the word helper. Meaning a man was busy doing something, and yet when it comes to practice, men are doing nothing. Women are the servants.
And to add on your point, that also meant that as they needed helpers, they were failing.
Exactly. They were bored.
Yeah.
It says that they were bored. That's why they needed help.
And they couldn't function without us women.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's true.
And pity that we are also taken as some sort of property to men or asset
Yes,
that they
just because
go
of the
through
lobola.
and like bride price.
Whereas there's this huge role that we play.
Yeah.
We have this huge impact on the males because without us, if you just look at it in
They are nothing.
they are
nothing.
nothing. They need us.
Yes.
They cannot
Yes.
survive. Never.
Taking that, they cannot survive because when you look at the family, the household, you find that whenever a woman is deceased, a husband needs to remarry because he can't raise kids on his own.
Yes.
But
yes.
when it comes to women, there are so many women, single mothers who raise successful children.
Yeah.
Which means we are willing to play fatherhood and motherhood. We are willing to multitask.
Yes. Yes.
And look at politically. Government just introduced 50-50. Office is just the same. A number of men, even in parliament, they are taking seats. Few women. In South Africa, we haven't had a female as a president. Just like they have Ellen Johnson from 2016 until now, 2018.
Who's the president?
Yeah, she's the president there, and she's doing very good. And when we look at like when it comes to workplaces and businesses, South Africa is facing a huge number of unemployment. If women were given opportunity, they are creative thinkers. They are opportunists. Therefore, they will think and come up with new ideas and face this challenge. Thank you.
And this gender imbalances now oppresses us. But it's kind of a shame because we are not noticing.
Yes.
We are being oppressed invincibly.
Yes.
And the women have to take stand. They have to be made aware that
Yeah.
no, even though we are now given opportunities 50, but it's still not applying. It's still not happening that way.
That
We have
is.
to be aware and make women to stand up for themselves.
Yeah,
Fight
yeah,
for this.
yeah.
Look at that woman. She's educated because she's dressed formally. But at the back, still it's women take care of children, and then the man is up there free on a straight line.
Yes, she is trying to go back to take care of the children while trying to be the provider
Yeah.
for the children. Yeah, that is so true. Thank you very much, guys, for that powerful insight on gender. I am sure that people are glued on their screen, and it's a pity that the time is now over. But do catch us again on The Seed with your host, Nondogozo Baba. Peace.